What you should know about emergency savings. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Experian is Senior Director of Consumer Education and Advocacy, Rod Griffin. Hi, Rod.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you. And Experian, folks may know, is among the largest global consumer credit reporting agencies and has a number of services for consumers and businesses as well. Tell us what some of the facts are about how well or not well we're doing in terms of saving money, especially for emergencies.
Well, the research shows that about a quarter of Americans have no savings at all for emergencies, which is kind of consistent over time, unfortunately. Savings can be hard. Consumers are saying that it's difficult to save now. When you think about things like inflation over the last several years, rising costs of goods and services, as well as coming off the holidays at this point, and having what I sometimes call the holiday hangover when it comes to debt. Charges on your credit cards that we're working to pay down, those sorts of things. It makes it hard to put savings aside when you feel like you don't have any money left over at the end of the month to do that.
And many may wonder, really, how much do I need in an emergency fund? I guess the number can be variable, but is there a rule of thumb?
Yeah, and you're right. The correct answer related to personal finance is always it depends. It depends on the individual, but the rule of thumb is for a long time been 3 to 6 months of savings to cover your monthly regular expenses, things like rent or utilities or your mortgage, food, those sorts of things. And that can be a very daunting number to think about when you're trying to put aside savings. So the challenge is that discouraging? And if a person thinks, well, I have to save that much money, I'll never get there, I'm just going to give up, that defeats the purpose. And so what I always recommend is figure out how much you can set aside. Just a little bit each month can make a big difference. So $20 a month, $30 a month, $50 a month, whatever you can put aside into a savings account, create that habit and grow it over time. Eventually you're going to get there. So do what works for you and make sure that you're putting aside at least a little bit. Doesn't take very much.
So getting started is often the hardest part, and you're saying you don't need to put a big pot of money aside to begin with.
Right. And it's really about having a savings habit and building that habit as opposed to saying, well, here's 6 months of savings. I'm going to plunk that in there from somewhere magical that the money came from. So where do I get that money? And so, that's sort of the key, is a little over time. And it's also important that when you're looking at setting aside savings, you know where your money's coming from, where it's going to, so that you know what you have to set aside. And the other element of that is, how can you reduce your expenses each month so that you do have money to set aside? And as you mentioned, people think of Experian as a credit bureau, which we are. We're one of the largest three in the United States, but we're also much more than that today. And at Experian, we have this kind of aspiration to be thought of as your big financial friend, not just a credit bureau. We want to be able to help people manage their financial health as a whole. And so we offer a number of resources that may help you reduce your expenses. Things like we have an auto insurance service that can help you lower your auto insurance costs over the course of a year. We have a service that can help you identify subscription services, things like streaming services that perhaps you enrolled in because you wanted to watch a sporting event or a movie and then forgot all about it because that's all you did with it, and you're still taking $10 a month out of your paycheck to pay it. We can help you find those and cancel them. We have a bill negotiation service that if you have bills for monthly services like utilities, for example, we may be able to help you negotiate lower payments each month for those bills. And back to the credit side of things, if you're looking for credit cards that offer lower interest rates, lower fees, so that you would pay less each month, you can transfer your existing credit card balances to them and save money. That's going to help you have more in your bank account, more in your wallet to put towards savings. And that's what we really want to do, is help give financial power to all, to give you power over your money.
Tell us a little bit more about the services and are those fee-based or how do they work?
Yeah, so in a number of instances, they're free. And in others, there may be a fee associated with them, or you may have, a base service that's free and then a premium service for additional support or assistance in them. So it varies from service to service. When you think about getting credit cards, one of the things people worry about is if I'm going to apply for a credit card, is it going to hurt my credit score? And at Experian, in our what we call our credit card marketplace, we have a no ding decline service. So if you see no ding decline with the credit card offer, it means that if you apply and your application is not approved, it's not going to hurt your credit score. It's not going to affect it at all. So you don't have to worry about that either. So it's really, dependent on the service that you're getting as to whether or not there's a fee or what that fee will be.
And there is automation involved when it comes to using some of the services, like to find the streaming services that you may or may not be wanting to pay for continuing on, that kind of thing. Is that all
Yes.
using AI?
Yeah, so we'll help monitor in many cases for, increase, again, with the credit cards, for example, we'll monitor for better opportunities for you if you tell us what you're looking for, and we'll alert you to those. We'll help you monitor to make sure that you're not missing anything in those subscription services, those sorts of things. When you think about automation too, automating savings habits, automating bill payment habits can be very useful in creating that savings without having to worry about it. It's that the idea of out of sight, out of mind. If it's out of sight, out of mind, and it's automatically happening, and you're not worrying about it, and you're just used to working with the income you have after those deductions, it can help you build savings without having to think about it. If it's out of sight, out of mind because you have a bill and you forget to pay it, that's going to cost you, and we want to help you make sure that that doesn't happen.
So for more info, where can everyone go?
Yeah, really simple, Experian.com, Experian.com. You'll find a trove of education materials and resources that can help you learn more, along with the services that we offer and the ability to get your credit report as well. So use the tools that are available to you to be in control of your money. Don't let it control you.
Great info. Rod Griffin, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
The Haven 10,000 lantern is a smartly designed, beautiful solar light that you will love indoors or out. It is waterproof with up to 1,200 lumens of brightness, that's a lot of light, and the base becomes a flashlight at the push of a button. The power comes from a built-in lithium-ion battery recharged by the sun, the solar panel is built in, or USB-C. The battery can even recharge your phone. Did we mention how durable it is, how it folds down and can run for up to 120 hours on a charge? But the real power of the Haven Lantern comes from the people behind it and their mission to provide this quality lighting to those in the world who need it most, including in disaster emergencies. Your purchase helps to fund those efforts, and if you use the code Techstination20, you'll get it at a 20% discount. That's Techstination20 at havenlantern.com. Create your haven.